opener. That's on. Yeah, I get stuck in. I do a little. I just go do my sponsors at the start, and yeah.
Madsen is howling on James McFadden.
It's basically like rebuilding a car basically after the race, where you take all the injectors out, clean all the pistons, everything like that, take the exhaust pipes off, make sure nothing's scorched, everything like that.
All right, here we go. The work area coming back at you with a new episode. One I'm actually really excited to do. We got. I'll read off the resume first and see how early you can pick up who we've got in studio today. The 2020 Australian Formula 500 champion, 2021 Easter Trail champion, 2021 World Series Rookie of the Year, 2023 Australian Open champion, 23 Australian Sprint Car champion, 2 Speedweek championships, Barbagallo Mr. Sprint Car National champion, Red Hot Summer Shootout champion, Speedway Australia Open Wheel Award ×3, the 2024 Sportsperson of the Year, 2024 Cricket Boy Shootout, 2024 Australian 360 champion, and the sort of the latest one is the 2024 USA 360 NorCal Posse Shootout winner. Ladies and gentlemen, Jock Goodyer. Mate, welcome to the work area.
Thank you.
Mate, yeah, one of the first questions I like to ask the guests is like, that all sounds good, but what's your biggest claim to fame outside of Speedway? If you had to hang on something that doesn't involve a steering wheel and 4 wheels, what would it be?
Oh, God. Yeah, I don't really know, but I feel like my whole life it's all just around racing, really, so I don't really know. Work, race. I don't really have any other interests that I really follow.
No footy, no.
I mean, in the off-season, we're always watching a bit of AFL.
Yeah.
Go for Hawthorn, so yeah, go for them, watch a bit of that. But apart from that, you're always just too flat out to really hold on to anything else.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That seems to be pretty common, mate. It's like, I asked another question later, like holidays, and Speedway people don't really take holidays either. Like, they race during the holiday season.
Yeah, I definitely, every winter, I try to get away, at least just for a week or something, to usually go up Queensland somewhere, just try to get a break. But yeah, that's the only time of the year you really get to do it, is the June, July sort of period.
Just nutting out that sort of resume. I actually got that off your website, mate. Have you heard it like said back to you like that?
No, I haven't really heard that back to me, but yeah, we fancy you seeing that, because I only updated it a few weeks ago because I've been pretty slack. So yeah, that was probably good.
Well, it sounds crazy, but that, like, the first achievement I rattled off in 2020. So all that's in the last 4 years.
Yeah, I feel like our racing program's probably excelled a lot the last 4 years from then, and yeah, you sort of just get a feeling for it, and the more comfortable you get in a car, and then I feel like the results just sort of keep flowing through.
Will there be many people that have got the 360 title, 410 title, and the Formula 500 title?
I think I'm the only one.
Yeah, because there's only like a couple of each. Like a couple have the sprint car and the Formula, and then a couple have the 360 and the 410. Have you ever thought about just setting yourself apart from everyone and jumping in a speed car?
It's my next goal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I would definitely want to look at that. I've spoke to a couple people about it, and yeah, I don't know. I've may possibly, but yeah, I definitely want to see if we can tick one more off and go to 4. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be all time. That's like Hall of Fame. It's probably already Hall of Fame, but that is like legend status.
Yeah, no, it'd be definitely hard. I feel like I don't know how I'd go in one, but yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Have you ever driven one?
No.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I'll probably flip out of the park.
Dare I say you go all right. And then with all that, what's your career highlight? Like, if you had to like tell someone one achievement, what's the achievement you would be telling people?
I feel like you can't really go past the 410 championship that we won actually in Perth here. So I feel like that'd be probably the biggest win I've probably had. I mean, not the most paying win. There's been other ones that pay higher, but I just feel like how prestigious a race is what makes it so special.
And that was a huge event, and maybe the way you did win it, like not like it was easy, but it sort of never looked like you were going to get beaten.
Yeah, I feel like that night it just sort of felt like it sort of felt like the car just sort of did its thing and everything sort of fell into place, and I just had to go do my job and put 35 upstairs and see how we go. And it all went pretty good.
I'm assuming you would have watched it, but that I think Sprint Car Hub showed like the full race of you driving, like from the GoPro, and it's when you say it sort of drove itself, it didn't look like you had to do much, like just parked it on the fence and went.
Yeah, the car back then, I don't know, it felt so stable and so balanced, and which I found this trip I have not found at all. I don't know. Yeah, but back in the day when we come here, man, it'd just be like lights out, just sit it up there and just I just sort of hang on and just put it in the right spots. Yeah,
that little period there, the title, the Barbagallos, the Cricky boys, it was just unbeatable almost.
Yeah, no, we had even last February, we had a wicked stint here. I think we picked up like 3 out of 4 wins over here, and yeah, that was pretty awesome. But yeah, it's just so up and down this sport. You never know what you're going to get next and how shit you're going to be or how good you're going to be.
Yeah, do you play any golf?
I try to.
I'd say it's, I have an analogy like Speedway is like golf. Like sometimes you're swinging the golf stick and you're mincing it and it's straight down the middle and you feel like you're doing the exact same swing and then you can't hit it and you're like, what is going on? I'm doing everything the same, but it's just not working.
That probably sums up my week.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of the high limit, obviously not what you wanted. You come decent in the end though. Like, was it much of like a mental battle for yourself, like getting over night one and just resaddling, or have you just done it enough that you sort yourself out?
I feel like I've just done it enough, and you just sort of sort yourself out as you go. I just found this year everything I ran previously to come here and be so good doesn't work. Like it just doesn't feel fast, doesn't feel good. You're like good half second off the pace. So I don't know what's physically happened or to the track or whatever, because the track I feel now races way different.
Yep.
Like you used to be able to get up there and, bang the wall down, but I feel like there's none of that now. It's all cheating the corners. You got to change your car so much, which I don't know. I don't really like it, but yeah, I like the old school Perth where you get up there, slide jobs and everything, but yeah, it's just different now. Yeah,
particularly with the high limit series, the track just even visibly looked different every night, and it's almost like a car length off the wall when it had a cushion. And then the middle night, there was just nothing. It was straight to the wall. Like it has been racing and looking completely different to what it normally has.
Yeah, as you said, the second night at high limit was probably the closest that we've got to old school Perth, where it's up top. But then I think it was like 10 or so to go outside lane rubber, so that sort of just flicked it out straight to the rubber. But apart from that, it's just been so I don't really know how to describe it. The track just races so different. I still can't comprehend my head around it, how it's doing it. I don't know if it's different track work, different track prep, like what they're doing, but I'm just still trying to wrap my head around how it's going around there.
What about like obviously on track it wasn't exactly what you wanted, about the event as a whole, like pretty awesome, and how did you view it?
Yeah, I see high limit over here as huge success for not just the sport, but it's bringing, fans together. Like I've never witnessed so many people in that pits as what there was at that high limit day. Well, it just even shows like with merch sales. I usually come here, I don't really sell much, but I came here and I completely lost all of it out of the trailer. Like it all sold. So I just think it was awesome, the amount of fans that dragged even from over south, all that sort of stuff. And the eyes that it got, obviously being broadcasted on Flow, it brought American audiences to Australia as well, and I just think it doubled up on the audience, which is really good.
Yeah, that's what I did like a little review of it, and I think like the viability of it like now everyone's going to hear from you, like you'll talk to your mates over east and be like, all the merch was gone, the traffic in the pits was massive, like just exactly what you said, what it's done for the sport. I feel like next year it's just going to explode.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I feel like the reason we wanted to come here is just something different, and I mean, it got different. That's definitely the case. Yeah, I think next year's even going to be bigger, and I think what Brad and Kyle are doing with it, they're just going to continue to make it bigger and bigger every year, and which they've already announced there's more money next year, and then prelims are even more money. So I just think they want to keep executing on what they got in this success they're building.
Did you get a chance to watch much of it? Like we spoke about how different the track was, and I'm just in the stands, but I've never seen, even in heat races, anyone close to the bottom. And this is the first weekend. Like McFadden, I felt like was the first to do it, and then everyone sort of realised you possibly could. But he was running the bottom in heat races and not losing any time. Did it alter the way that you sort of looked how you could race the track, or were you just going, what are they doing?
Yeah, I know James is really bloody good on a bottom.
Yeah.
He's just ran so many laps in America, and they teach you really well how to run a bottom. But yeah, as you said, the place race so different. You don't usually see that sort of stuff every time you come here. I think what's happened is the track sort of went up to the fence, but never really built a solid cushion for you to be able to lean on to build your momentum. So obviously the fastest way around the track is the shortest way around the track. And I think that's why it's sort of transitioned to a bottom groove.
You do travel a lot. Like, did you find yourself when you're getting around, like not just Perth, like anywhere, that you're constantly running against new guys? Are you sometimes sitting there going like, who the fuck is this? Like, who am I battling with? And like, because everyone races pretty different. Like, is it hard to juggle that, or is that just a skill you need to learn as well?
Yeah, you're dead right. Everyone, I feel this place here, the locals, they're very different to race. They're just out there to hang it off the fence, and they will race you till they do not care if that thing comes back on the tow truck.
No.
But yeah, it's just sort of something after traveling, you sort of learn how they're going to race. You know, you come here, you come with elbows up racing, they're not going to give you an inch. I feel like this is probably the only state that sort of is like that. Everyone else is pretty plateau. But yeah, it's just so different this way.
There's obviously like a heap of, say, stars of the sport. Who would you think's like the most underrated driver in Australia?
Oh, underrated?
Well, maybe not even like doesn't get like the props that they deserve.
I feel like, oh Jesus, I don't really know.
My one's sort of like Matt Eagle.
Yes,
sort of,
actually, now that you say that, yes, Matt is a very good driver. He, as much as he races, he's very, very good, and he's like, he even put it up there against High Limit as well. Like, he was up there, so he's definitely one that, you know, definitely deserves the credit for that, I'd say. Especially when you're traveling, he travels. I feel like a lot of the people, sort of the climax to Perth, it's a lot different. So, yeah, Matt actually, you know, he made the effort. He came over here as well, and, you know, he travelled.
Yeah, he's good in Darwin. He's sort of good everywhere, but he's never on like a promo. Like, he's never like, say without High Limit, it's like they'll call out Goodyer, McFadden, Kingshot, Williams. Like, it's never Eagle in there.
Yeah.
But he's right there all the time.
Yeah, so, he can always, you can never count him out. He's always going to be there.
I always say that. Do you feel like you probably have a really good read of it because you get around and you race in a lot of areas? My feeling is that sprint cars is transitioning into like the mainstream. Is that your sort of view on it?
When you mean mainstream, do you mean like
just more like in front of more eyes? People are learning what it is. Like, I just seen that they released that the Aussie title this year is not on 7, and 7 aren't too stoked with that. But like, I feel like I've loved Speedway forever. None of my actual mates like really know what it is, but they are all starting to know what it is. They're all starting to learn people's names in the sport, and I just feel like the next 5 years pretty crucial to the development to how the sport is in 20 years?
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely hear what you're saying there. I feel like last year and probably year before, it sort of really started to lift and,
Yep.
being broadcasted on live TV, it's always going to do that and drag more people in. So, yeah, you're funny you say that. I literally just seen that news before I came here that's not getting streamed, which I feel like our top races probably do need to be streamed on that sort of platform. We need to probably bring bigger sponsors into our sport, and what sponsors want. They want TV time.
Yep.
So probably not a real good thing, but at the end of the day, I understand because the price of probably the streaming probably isn't really good. But I don't really know how they can. I feel like they've got to pay a hell of a lot to get it on TV, but then they're still getting a lot of views. So I don't know when there would be like a point of kickback to say, hey, we're getting views from this. Like,
Where's that middle ground? We're now good enough.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Like, I feel like they got a hell of a lot of views on all their stuff, and I feel like the price that I heard some of the prices, it was quite excessive, but I don't know. I sort of wish it was on the TV because it sort of just drags another whole audience to us.
But you guys, I say it here, it's the most professional amateur sport in the world, and that television coverage, it genuinely, you deserve to be on it. Like how professional you guys are, the platform that it gives you, like in terms of just being a household name, but also for guys like your crew chief, like they deserve that. Like they're professionals as well. Like how many crew chiefs are there around Australia who are elite at their job? And they deserve to get a platform like that so American viewers can see them and other people can see them and people can start to recognise that these are professional athletes. It's just on a amateur sort of scene.
Yeah, I definitely think this whole sport deserves the recognition for what we're doing. Like, I feel like there is a good, like, probably 20, 30 teams out there that are, I don't even want to say the numbers that we're spending, but we're doing it on a professional scheme. Like everything looks nice. The trucks are nice. The trailers are nice. They're all fitted out nice. Your crew's presentable. I don't really know what else you can do to up the appearance anymore in that sort of aspect. Yeah,
the appearance particularly. Like I spoke with Cody Lawrence. He's a crew chief for JPM, and he was saying when they were over in Adelaide, just with their Trans Am sort of connection, they had a few drivers come through and the staff from some V8 supercar teams who were just mind-blowing, like genuinely mind-blowing with the equipment.
Yeah, it's like we even had some come through ours and they're just like, wow, like these things are fully decked out, like they're nice. Which I don't even know how nice the V8 supercar hauler is inside.
Yeah.
I don't really know, but if they're saying that ours are nice, well then obviously we're on their level. So we definitely go above and beyond and make that appearance right.
But I love those trucks, mate. Those trucks are almost like one of the coolest things at Speedway. When it's like yours is lovely, sign written up, but like even the plain ones, like they're just so cool and nice. But mate, let's go right back to the start. How did you get into Speedway? Is it a Speedway family? Random? What was it?
So my dad always had sprint cars.
Yep.
As I was younger, he ran Mitchell Dumsney. You might have heard of the Dumsney family. Yep. Ran him for a while. He's had Craig Delansky in his car from America. Ian Madsen drove for him. And then I sort of got to the age, and I was probably a bit of a wimp. I didn't want to get straight into sprint car. So I said, buy me a Formula 500. And then, we sort of executed on that sort of plan. And then I said, right, we'll give it a go. And, here we are. Now I'm addicted to it.
So, look, if you could go back, would you change anything? Would you go straight into a sprint car, or do you think that sort of pathway you have followed is good?
I think the pathway I chose is probably the right pathway. I feel like these cars are too aggressive to get in and just go straight out there. Like the speeds and how aggressive they are off starts, when you've gone from racing nothing to that, it's going to be an eye-opener. So I feel like the Formula 500 was like the in-betweener. So it sort of taught you what a wing does. It it teaches you how tracks change, and then you just get in sprint cars and everything's just twice as different, and then it's just bigger on a bigger scale.
I do find it wild that someone can just get a 410, get a medical, and they're out there. And I do think that pathway is needed because, like, the front of the pack versus the back of the pack through like a heat race, it's like sometimes, well, it is dangerous.
Oh,
And
yeah, you're dead right. Like you're closing in on those lappers very fast, and sometimes they don't even know where they're going.
Yeah.
So, and you're trying to read where they're going, and which is sort of hard. But then I sort of see that they're trying to bring that limited class in, which is sort of like a stepping stone for
Yep.
it. So that's good. So they are making progress in that sort of regard. So yeah, but I remember back when I first started, everyone just had a 410 and get out there and rip, and you just sort it out.
Yeah, that's crazy. Did you have any like a transition period, or were you good straight away in the Formula and in the 410?
We were pretty good in the Formula, pretty good, like pretty early. We got there, like I think we podiumed our first ever race or something, but that was just down in Tassie, and then done a few races. Then we went to Darwin with that and the sprint car one year. Nearly won the title in that. Got beat last lap, last corner in the Formula 500. And then we sort of concentrated on sprint cars straight after that, and we were never going to go back in it. And then I decided, nah, we're just going to park the 500, and we'll come out next year in the Formula 500 title, which was in Simpson. We just didn't race till that race, and I said, I just want to get my revenge. I want to win that, and then I'm done. So we got that, and yeah, the following year we went to Simpson, got the win, and then after that we went to World Series sprint cars straight after that.
So you didn't race at all, and you just rocked up.
Yeah, no, we didn't. I didn't want to touch it. I didn't even want to field my car or anything. I just wanted that one race, and yeah, that's what we decided to do.
Surely those lads were filthy with that.
Yeah, well, they probably would have been. So, yeah, I don't know. There's a bit of controversy over that title we lost, but that's why I just wanted to just make it a standpoint that
got ya.
we were good enough to win that thing, and yeah, so then we won it and parked it.
Yeah, that's it. I'm out.
Yeah.
And then you obviously been grinding away on the 410. Do you remember the moment like you felt at home in a 410? Was it like a race, or was it a slow feeling? But do you remember being like, nah, like I know now I can do this fast and I can win races? Was it like one race or a feeling or anything?
I don't think it's like a feeling. I think it's just confidence. I sort of find you get to a point, and like, I don't even know, probably 3-4 years ago, everything sort of, I feel like when you first start, you're always wrecking, and you're always going to go through your wrecking period because you're testing your boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when you find your boundaries, you're sort of in a closer window to where you know how hard to push a car. And I feel like now, like I went through my stage, I don't even want to know how many cars I tore up. I think it was like 6 in 1 year. But you sort of get to a point where you know what your car's going to do, and you feel, you know how hard to push it. So yeah, it's just it's a learning curve, that bit. And once you sort of get over that, you can you got to calm. Once you slow down, you can be faster is what I sort of found. I just go out there and usually just tear the fence down and just go absolutely nowhere. And sort of found to be faster, you slow down.
Yeah, everyone seems to be saying that. Hey, in those interviews, they always say that. Do you remember? Has there been any races recently where you sort of back to that like pushing the edge, where you're like far out, we're moving, like I've got to push here? Has that happened to you recently? Or have you always been pretty comfortable?
I mean, this trip I probably haven't felt very comfortable at all. But in saying that, I feel like there hasn't been a track there to say, right, I can grab another gear and go.
Yeah, okay.
Like, it's not like I could have just got up on the wall because it wasn't there.
It's just, okay, it
So,
is what it is.
It's sort of just like even like last night, I got to 4th. Then I think James slid me, and then I start searching, trying to rip a middle line to the top, and then you get past again. It's like, and then, I mean, I can keep persistent with it, but I'm just going to keep dropping back. Sometimes you got to know what a track if it's not there, it's not there, and there's no point wasting laps and going back in spots.
Is there a driver that you sort of chat to, or is there like who's taught you the most in driving? Or if you are having a bad night, is there someone you call? Is there someone at the track? Like who do you lean on for driving advice?
The person that's probably helped me the most with all driving would be James. Even in America when we were over there, because everything's so different over there. Everything races so different. The tires are different, and man, I went there and I'd struggled. So yeah, definitely lent on him a lot, which he's always open to help you, which is really good about him. And yeah, he's probably been the most help. And even in America, Kyle sort of, when we were running 2 cars, he'd sort of help me as well. Yeah, it's sort of, I feel like it's all right for someone to tell you, but you've got to feel it as well. So yeah, they're probably the 2 that have probably helped me the most.
Yeah, and then with that America deal, like I've seen the sort of the interview of how it came about, but what was your feeling like when you hung the phone call up to, like, then you're going? Was it like awesome, like I'm going, or like, fuck, now I've got this pressure, now I've got to go and compete?
It was a fuck moment.
Yeah,
yeah, like I didn't even see it, because at first it came to me as an Instagram request, a message on Instagram, and I didn't even see it. My partner seen it, and she goes, "Hey, you got a message?" And then I went and had a look at it, and then called him up, and then next minute I was on a plane. Like 2.5 weeks later, it was very last minute, last decision, but yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way, man. I enjoyed my time there. They were awesome people. Everyone who owned that car, Kevin, he's the owner, and Paul, Trevor, Doug, they were all like really nice people and very welcoming.
And then when you say it's so difficult, if you could, like, there'd obviously be 100 different things, but like one thing that would best describe how different it is, what was the hardest thing to adjust to?
I would definitely say the way the tires are there, they're non-growth. So I found, and that's probably what I got told as well, the easier you drive the car, the faster they are, which sounds pretty stupid to say.
No.
They just don't, as you know, in Australia, our tires grow. But there they don't grow on exits. They don't straighten the car, so you've got to manually straighten your car to get down a straight, it's just so hard to transition with what you know so well in Australia, and then try to change your complete different driving style.
Every skill set you've learned, you go on there now. You got to learn to get out of a corner.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, but did you get a handle on it in the end?
Yeah, I did. And the other thing was the pace there. Like, I feel like in Australia, you can wait your 3-4 laps, sort of wait for stuff to go on, wait for everyone to settle down. There, it's when that green drops, you go or you get 8 up. So I sort of figured that out the first few nights, and I got told, he goes, you just got to go. You can't hang around. Like, we put ourselves in some good positions, even in outlaw races, high limit races. It's just the pace is so different there.
Did it rock your confidence getting these results, or were you just happy to be like, I am learning here and like this doesn't matter, or did it actually like affect you?
No, it didn't affect me. I knew I was never going to go there and absolutely blitz them. It's not that easy. You see every Aussie go over there. It's not that easy. I think the results we had were really positive. We made a dash in a high limit show. We made a pill, whatever they call it in the Outlaws, the same thing. Made dashes in that. Made the big race at Tulare, like we were running 6 or something there until I decided to just stand on it and loop the thing and flip it. So there was definitely a lot of positives to come out of it and everything like that. We still got a win over there in a 360, and I tell you, the 360 race in there is completely different to any 360 I've drove here. The 360s get around like 410s over there, and the amount of numbers they have in California 360s is ridiculous.
Yeah, they pump them out there.
Oh, it's big.
Yeah. And was there anything in America you like sort of learned that you have brought back here, or is it just a completely different ball game?
Yeah, I think probably searching a track more and, learning how to hit a bottom probably. And I feel like searching is probably the biggest thing because I feel like those tracks that we probably had these last few days are more like tracks there. Like
Yeah, okay.
they're forever searching there and you're always chasing, which is, I mean, it can produce good racing, but then at the same time, it can be quite boring if it's just on a bottom or something like that. But yeah, the biggest thing is probably just patience and learning to feel your car underneath you.
Yeah, you've said that now like a few times that at the beginning of your career it was all like a rush and everything's fast and yeah, it just sounds like this even like Rico Abra, he talks about a lot, just staying calm and letting like it all come and it's going to be all right, like sort of that. So I think that's going to be your answer, but is because my question would be like, what are you doing now that you weren't doing 3 years ago? But if it's not that, is there like a technical thing you're doing now, like using your brakes differently, or is there like a technical aspect of your driving that you've got good at?
I think it's just, I would say it's more learning what your car's doing and knowing what it's doing and how it's going to change, um, which sort of gives you the upper edge. And obviously, I always try to stay as calm as possible because there's no point getting out there being some angry bloke and just all you're going to do is light your tires up and go nowhere. So
Yeah.
you always got to keep calm and collected. But when it gets to the gritty and you get to them, you got to go. So you just got to try to find that balance of what to do, when to do it.
The one of my favourite questions that I ask everyone is, what's the best race you've ever raced but you didn't win?
Ooh.
Was it that Darwin one?
Nah, that was quite boring. It was just on the bottom, but that I didn't win.
Yeah, like this one that you like, 29 out of 30 laps and you threw it away, or this one that you thought you were unbeatable and something happened and you got beat. Like,
Oh, there was probably one that probably annoyed me a bit in Mowbridge. Yeah, led a lot of it, and then you get to the last bit, and then a lap car decides to ruin your race, and then you get past with 2 to go
oh no.
because you've been held up for 5 laps. Yeah, that one was probably the worst one.
Yeah, okay. How hard was it to stay calm then?
I was pretty angry. I was pretty angry when you just watch 15 grand slide out of your hands.
Oh
yeah,
no.
Yeah, it happens.
And then you've won a lot of things. What's the goal? What's the one race that you want to win?
Classic.
Yeah, so everyone know.
Yeah, it's probably the only one I probably have left to get. Every time I go there, I decide that I'm going to suck or I'll tear a car up. So hopefully this year's is the one I can put some nights together. We've put on the front row prelim nights and then junk dirt. And I just got to be more consistent and, stable 2 nights of racing, not throw stuff away. So, yeah, we'll see how we go.
Have you driven that new surface?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, okay.
It's really good. Yeah, we won the opening round there this year.
Yeah,
and it was like really good. You could run the bottom, middle, top, whatever you want, wing in the trunk, and yeah, it was awesome.
And do you feel like the Classic's a little bit like the Melbourne Cup? Like it always seems to throw up like a different winner than sort of what you expect, and there's not luck, but there's a lot of pieces that have to fall into play to win.
No, you just said it. It's luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that race is 100% luck. All it takes is you get in that heat race, you're starting at the back or whatever, you're in bit of heat, and there's a pile up in front of you, and your whole road drops out. You're laughing.
Yeah.
Because then you're at the front. And let's be honest, there's that many quality cars there. You need to start in those first 3 rows, or otherwise you ain't even got a shot to win that thing. It's just not possible from there. I just feel like it's never going to happen like that, which it might now. The racetrack is racing a lot better. But I feel like, yeah, it's a lot of luck. You need a good pill draw. You need a good heat race. You need everything to fall into pieces and put it together. And yeah, I just haven't had that bit yet.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Yeah, there's so much stuff sort of out of your control that needs to fall into place, and then when you get your opportunity to race, then you can't make any mistakes either. So
Yeah.
obviously that's why it's so hard to win, and that's why I see to throw up someone not necessarily not a favourite every year, but it's just not who everyone expects to win usually collects that one.
Oh yeah, it's always a dark horse or someone you don't really hint like. I don't even know who won it last year.
If Aaron Reitzel, was it?
Oh yeah, Aaron Reitzel. Like I think he was fast. Don't get me wrong, but like he was out front.
Yeah,
and that makes it easy
on that track as well.
Yeah, exactly. You just buried in a cushion flat out for 30 laps. Of course, it's going to be hard to catch someone. We've all got the same motors out there, so.
And then you'd know as well, like everyone knows what the classic is like, and then you make that feature, you know that every other car out there is a phenomenal car and a phenomenal driver, and it must be hard. Like, have you moved forward like in those sorts of things?
Yeah, last year we won the B, started 20th, and we ran 5th. But we were coming, we were right there, but you just run out of laps.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I was fair old hooking around there, and it's not an easy one to put. Like you get in that B, man, you're like, oh shit, I'm fucked. Like, and then
there's 20 cars ahead of me if I win this.
Yeah.
Well, what's your mindset then rolling off 20? Are you thinking like, I'm going to run all these quality dudes down and come 5th? Or are you just thinking, let's just see what happens? Or are you just going, let's go?
I go, and whatever you can do that first corner, like if you bobbled, you're pretty well screwed. A lot of your passes are made that opening lap, and if you get an opening run and you're good, you know you're in for a shot. And if you feel your car's pretty balanced, you know you can rip that thing in there on that cushion and be better. I feel like we have usually a very good package to get around there pretty good, and so yeah, it's just you got to go. Like, I mean, you're in the mentality to stay out of trouble, but still go at the same time.
Was that fun then? Like passing all those quality cars, like you would have been dicing through the field. Like, was it fun, or is it too intense at the moment?
No, it's fun, but you're still just so concentrated because you just, like, I think we ended up finding a line that no one really found, and then there was an open red, and then everyone went there. So it sort of screwed that sort of deal of it, but it's definitely a hard one to juggle.
Right, and then is there a favourite race? So you're not involved in this memory, but what's your favourite like speedway memory? Do you remember watching a particular race or that really sticks out in your mind, or being on the hill as a kid or anything like that?
I mean, as a kid, probably when I was just on the hill, it was pretty cool to see when that who was it? Tim Kading won in Dyson's car and did those mad donuts around the classic. But that was probably just because I was a kid and loved some donuts. But that's probably like really the only. As a kid, I probably really wasn't that interested in the sport. I was actually sport mad, basketball, football mad, and then I don't know what happened to me. Now I'm here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because so if you started in the Formers, how old do you reckon you were?
16.
16. So you right. So you've been racing for what, 8 years?
Yep.
Fuck you.
Yeah. No, I'm dead set serious. I never had an interest in racing. I never wanted to do it.
Yeah. Right. What gave you the bug?
Don't know.
Just right.
Well, you had like a go kart. We done like 1-2 shows, but I was in like a junior category, and it was just shit. And so then I decided I wanted a 500, and then I quit all sport and took this up.
Oh, well, it worked. Were you any good at basketball and footy?
Yeah, we were pretty good at both of them. But I feel like I got to a point when I was younger and I overtrained.
Yeah,
I feel like it was just every day, and I sort of got sick of that lifestyle. And then this sort of came up, and this sort of seemed a bit better with a weekend stuff and chill out through the week.
And what's your biggest strength as a driver? Like, if you like, is it riding up the top? Is it coming through traffic? Like, if you had to say, if it's like this is me, this is my track. When it's like this, I'm good here.
Yeah, it's if there's a top, I'll be there.
Yeah, that Aussie title was seriously good.
Yeah, I feel like we're really good when we can just mash the fence down and really beat it up there. But yeah, just a slick track really is really where we're at. But we're still pretty good in hooked up sort of track, but I just don't really go out there that happy when it's just because when it's hooked up, it's usually just one lane.
Yeah.
So when you're up top, you know that it's going to be slick to the fence and you're at least going to be able to slide people. If you're starting at the front or the back, at least you got that opportunity. If you are better, you can pass them.
Get a big run.
Yeah, and you can slide them.
And the slide jobs are the coolest thing in sport too. Like whether you can in the crowd, you probably haven't watched too many. You're out there, but like when you can see someone's getting a run on someone from like 5 laps, you're like, oh yes, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. Or like we have like Williamson. Like if Callum Williamson's in, if not in first, you know he's sliding in the first corner. He just sends it in. So I love those slide jobs. It's real exciting.
Yeah, definitely this way because they've got the track to be able to do it. They've got. Yeah, you can send a slide job from like 8 car lengths back here, so that's the difference. So, yeah.
And then what's the skill you want to work on?
Probably being more balanced on a bottom. I feel like I've sort of got better at it, but it's so like you watch James run around the bottom and everything. Yeah, like he is so good at it, and it generally pisses me off. Like I don't know how he does it. But yeah, that's something that I'm going to work on myself, which I feel like this week has sort of taught me a lot of it. But well, he went to America for how many years?
Yeah.
Of course, he's going to be good at it. But yeah, you're always wanting to be better. So that's probably the one thing I want to get better at.
It must be hard to work on something like that because you've got to win races. So how do you work on something while you're trying to win?
I feel like if you get an opportunity, even in a heat race, if you're winning in the top, like, and you know you're comfortable, you've probably got like one lap, or even just after a race, you get that one cool down lap. Just try run through there, try run the different lines, try run the crumbs. Like, I just feel like there's always them opportunities, even in lap traffic. Like if it's up top, well, why wouldn't you try pass a lap car through there? Or
Yeah, I remember watching J-Mac on night one. He was behind Gio Selzy, and he went to the bottom, and I just was like, oh, there he is. And then he came out next to him. I'm like, it's like mud in there.
Yeah.
And then the next corner, he went low again. I was like, oh, he's going to slide him. Then he just turned and said, I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, he can square off a car really well and get down the straights.
Like, one thing in Speedway that if you could change, you would, is it like it could be a part, a rule, you know, like something we have that you reckon's not needed. Is there anything like that you've learned from over America or?
I feel like there's not really much that you could change on them. I feel like the safety aspect of them, you wouldn't change any of it. The safety side of it's very well done.
What about the tyres? Like, obviously they're different.
Make them free.
Yeah,
That'd be really good.
Yeah. When you go to Bunbury, you need them free.
Yeah. I feel like the tyres have really got out of control here the last 3 years with how much it's been jacked with the dollar as well. Especially when you're bolting on 2 of them and going out there in the heat and they just come back and they're bald. Not real fun. That's probably the worst thing about it, but there's nothing really we can do to change it. Like I know they're going to go to the harder tyre next year, which I'm already on with. Like back home, I'm running a different tyre, which is really working well this year, which I'm really loving that package. So we're just sort of trying to get an upper hand there because next year it changes to the Outlaw tyre, what they're running over there.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so the American race has already brought out their one that is equivalent to it, and that's what we're running now. So just trying to get, a bit better, a bit earlier, so then when they all do change, we're already in front.
So with I know they race different, but like, do you think what we run now is better than the American setup, or is it vice versa? Like, if you had to run it for 10 years, what sort of would you run the American tyres, how they are now, or our version?
American tyres.
Yeah.
100%. They're harder compounds, you're never laying down as much rubber. Like our tyres here is like as soft as butter, man. Like we go out there and you just tear them off no matter what. So, and I feel like an American tyre makes a driver race instead of, like, I feel like in Australia, any Joe bloke can get out there and hold that thing flat and it's just going to square off on a corner and get him around the track. You can't do that with that tire.
Yeah, right. So it's like a driver's tire.
It'll make you lift off the gas.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So it'll be very interesting when the thing comes into Australia. I feel like it's like it took me a hell of a long time to get used to it. So yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty rough out there anyway. So if it becomes more difficult for people, like
it will be very, especially on the slick tracks. It's really difficult there because you got to really try to feel your car underneath you.
so you will need to finesse it more. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I just run a wingless, and it's in that class. I think it's more prevalent. Like once it goes slick, the drivers win.
Yeah.
Like in the wingless, they're all pretty even in the heat races and stuff like that. And then come the feature that we have guys here that win by 10 seconds because they just know how to do it. So, yeah, I wonder if you more elite drivers will just win more races.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's going to slow the pace down a lot. Which, don't get me wrong, slower racing is always better racing. So, yeah, I don't really know. We'll just have to wait for time to tell. Yeah, I feel like there's going to be one driver that's going to be real good on it, and that's James.
Yeah.
He's running too many laps on it. But yeah, it's good that I've felt it, so I sort of know what to expect. So that'll be good.
And will it change much? Like in track prep, do you reckon they'll prep tracks a little bit differently?
I don't know. I
Or
feel
just
like
it is what it is.
I feel like it'll still wear a track the same. I just feel like it might, when it gets slicker, the period from slick to rubber will be a lot longer of a gap because the tires aren't as soft to lay it down. So I feel like that will be a very beneficial thing for our tracks in Australia. Like I feel like we'll go bang, bang, bang. You're ripping around the fence, neck minute, bang, rubber, one lap. Like I feel like the transition period will be a lot longer, which will be good.
And then what about like car setup? Like, does it change much? Like you're obviously on it, but like, will people struggle to adjust in terms of car setup as well as the driver stuff?
I feel like it will change the cars as well, which I think I already think that the tyre we're receiving now in Australia is like the tyre over there. Well, from this trip here, like I came here with my exact same package as when I came here and won everything, and it didn't work.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that big a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. And will they stay the same price, you reckon?
They can surely they can only go down.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I scab tyres. Like I was like after one night, I seen Matty Cocker and Dane Kingshot's crew chief threw these tyres out, and I was like waiting in the pits. I was like, I'm not going to go grab them when they're there. I was like a little ninja thief in the nights. Grabbed these two tyres, ditched them on, but that was good, mate. I run them the next week and had my first win. So I was stoked out of the bin and onto the podium, mate. So I was stoked. Mate, I was just doing a bit of research just quickly before we jumped on, and one of the videos I seen was you in a supercar this year. How sick was that?
Yeah, that was definitely eye-opening. I've never really been on one of those, and it was sick to go around the streets of Adelaide. I mean, they're fast, like probably not as fast as what you think, but the crazy thing about them is their brakes.
Yeah.
Like, I could not believe the brakes in those things. Like, he's hooking into this guy, and it was Lockie from down home, which was cool. I know him, which is cool. So I feel like he was going pretty hard at it just to show me what they're like. But
hang on.
the brake capacity in those things, holy shit! Like you're coming in there, and I'm like, are we gonna pull up?
Yeah.
Are we gonna pull up? And boom, 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 shift down gears, and they make it. Like it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, they're wild. Hey, like that's when I've watched those videos. Everyone's feedback is always brakes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They're like, I feel like they're still fast. Don't get me wrong, but the period that they hit their brake marks is like, holy shit.
Did he do? It's weird as well. Have you seen like how they tap the brake to like get the pressure up or whatever it is, and then go?
Yep.
There's a lot going on with that foot. Like they look like dislocated ankles. And have you ever done like a 2-seater sprint car drive?
No.
Okay. No. Yeah, I jumped in one with Robbie Farr once, and obviously I had no idea at that stage about anything, and I still don't, but. I remember thinking that. I'm like, he's coming in pretty quick. I'm like, and then, mate, they just turn. And that's probably the impressive thing about a sprint car. Like the V8 supercars would be the brakes, but it's probably the wing on a sprint car, just how hard they turn.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't get me wrong, our brakes are still good, but not as good as theirs. Obviously, we're not going to pull up as quick as them on dirt. But, yeah, the wings are probably the most crucial thing, how they wing in. and the stagger as well. Like they just turn in naturally.
Mate, well, I have a thing I always ponder. It's that, and I reckon you're going to be one of the best people to ask about it, because from what I can see, you and your crew are always having fun in the pits, and the guys who are winning are always having fun. But are you having fun because you're winning, or are you winning because you're having fun?
Oh, I feel like I'm always one that, like, if you're not having fun and we're not enjoying it, there's no point being there. I'm not there for a miserable time. It's like this is meant to be a gateway away from work and everything. So I feel like most of the time it can go both ways, man. Winning's fun, but you've got to have fun to win.
Yeah.
So I don't really think there's an answer for that bit, but yeah, you always got to try to be so positive in this sport. There's no point getting there. Like after that first night of high limit, man, I sucked and I probably took it the wrong way. And then I had to go get my shit together and pull my head in to come back the next night and just wipe that, start fresh.
Mate, you do travel a lot to like places like Perth and stuff like that. Do you ever get to experience Perth, or is it just racing?
Yeah, I still haven't even seen Rottnest Island.
Yeah,
Man.
okay.
Yeah. I would love to. I mean, today's like the only really day I get off. And yeah, you just so happen to be down the road from the workshop that
Yeah.
we're doing maintenance. So that worked out really well. But
Thanks.
we might have a beer tonight. That's probably about it. And then race Bunbury tomorrow. And then the truck is leaving straight after the races going to Queensland.
Yeah, hectic, because I knew sort of what your schedule looked like, and I just went like, do you get to go to the beach? Do you get to go out for like brekkie, or is it just jobs on?
Job's on.
Yeah,
Wake up,
right.
have a coffee, head to the workshop, go race, wash, do it on repeat.
Yeah, so you come to Perth, like 10 times, and you never get to do anything here. Like,
I feel like the February trip, we can do more stuff.
Yep.
Like we found some days that time because it's just this speed week. It's typical speed week sort of stuff. You don't get your time to absolutely just have 2-3 days off. I feel like if we continue to do the speed week, you would, because there's only Bunbury and then they don't race again till the weekend. So they get like 3, 4, whatever it is, 5 days off or something. But yeah, we just decided to come for the most busy period, which was pretty dumb. But yeah, at the end of the day, we're here to race, so that's why we're racing.
if you did have, say you were staying next week, what do you do outside of racing? Are you like a beach dude or bushwalking or?
I just like to we'd just probably go see some stuff, go to the beach, just chill out, go out for dinner, a few nice places, just see stuff. Yeah, I'm not really that hard of a person to please. I just like to chill out and have a good time. Might go out some nights, go to the casino, love that sort of stuff.
I seen you went to the casino. Did watch a game there?
Bit of blackjack. Love
Really?
that. Yeah, love a bit of blackjack.
And how'd you go?
Yeah, don't talk about it.
Oh, Packer got you as well?
Yeah, no, that place always seems to rinse me dry.
Mate, Kerry Packer has ruined that many people's lives, mate.
Yep.
It is a cool joint. There's good food there at least.
Yeah, no, we went to a place there, which was good. We chose to go probably on the most hectic night, New Year's Eve, but
Yeah, true.
no, it was still good. Still enjoyed it. Got to play some games and then had an early night, race again.
Yeah, okay, beautiful. Mate, well, no, that wraps it up, mate. We got some standard questions that I ask everyone. They're almost like not rapid fire, but just something that we can reference everyone else off, mate. But your favourite holiday destination?
Hamilton Island in Queensland.
Yeah. Is that like a resort?
Yeah, it's like an island off Early Beach.
Okay.
Yeah, really nice place.
Yeah, one of my sponsors, Ironwood Projects. He cut his teeth in Early Beach, the big man.
Oh, yes.
Mate, your favourite TV show or movie?
Oh, honestly, I don't even really watch TV or movies, so that's probably a hard one for me to answer.
You travel. What do you do when you travel? Sleep.
Sleep on the plane.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, before that thing takes off, I'd sleep.
You're gone.
Yep.
Oh, you're one of them. I cannot sleep on those things. You get this neck that's looking like
yeah,
that.
no, by the time I'm off, I'm all twisted
How do you
up.
sleep? You lean on the mat, you right back. What's your move?
Just lean back.
Just lean back and shut them off.
Yep, shut them off.
Mate, your favourite meal?
KFC.
KFC? What's the go-to?
Zinger.
Yeah,
Zinger
okay. That's it.
Probably not real good.
You
for me,
are an
but-
easy man to please.
Yeah, no, I love that sort of stuff. Apart from that, I mean, I love going out for dinner, having a good like palmy or a steak or something. But yeah, I love a bit of KFC.
Yeah, okay.
As much as I try to lay off it because it starts to add up on
The
you.
old dirty bird.
The old dirty bird.
Mate. Favourite sport outside of Speedway?
Outside of Speedway, probably the AFL to watch, and then probably NBA.
Yeah, okay.
They're the two that I probably watch the most.
Are you going to get around that Tassie team? Or you stick with the Hawks?
I'm with the Hawks. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're starting to go good. So
Yeah,
why would I ditch them?
Yeah, that's true. Sam's got the boys going well,
Yeah,
eh?
yep. No, we're going.
I
good.
think that trajectory of them is going to be pretty sharp.
Yep.
But so what about those two lads? Wow. The Wizard and Jack
Ginnivan.
Ginnivan.
Yeah,
They-
the weapons.
They just got on the sauce that one night and they had that big junior footy thing going on and they've just hung one on and missed it completely.
Yeah.
I don't like that, but I rate that. Like they would have known and
Yeah.
they just kept tipping them in.
Yep.
They're wild, man. But I think, again, that's that like a Hawthorn team, that's my thing. Like they are having fun and that's why they're winning. Because
Yeah.
if you try to be serious with those blokes, they won't win. That's why Ginnivan left Collingwood. Like, yeah, he's like that, and that's what I'm always intrigued with. Is like, and Sam's had to let go of the reins. They reckon he's had to let go, so the boys fire up.
Yeah, well, I think the looser they get, and then they just look like they're having fun out there.
All the
Like they're just having fun, which is the coolest thing about it.
and fast, like fun footy too to watch.
Oh yeah, fast. Well, they're all young. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Like I think we got like Jack Gunston and Luke Bruce. They're like they're the oldies at the team.
Granddad, they call him, mate.
Yeah. So
My little brother Mart, he's a big fan. But mate, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I mean, hopefully, just doing what we're doing, still racing on a competitive level. Still like to go to America. Definitely want to keep doing that every year if I can. But yeah, 5 years, just still want to be doing the same shit, working and racing.
Is it like when you say go to America, are you looking to like the off-season schedule or something more full-time? What would be the goal if you could?
Oh, I mean, I'm open to anything. If the right opportunity arises, I'd go do it full-time.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just something that's got to pop up to really make it happen. But yeah, if not, still something like I done last year. That was awesome. 6 weeks away. Still banged out like 20-something, 20 nights or something. So
Wild.
yeah, so it's wild there. So yeah, it's something like that. Again, I mean, I'd just do anything like it.
Okay, mate. And the Platinum Prince, that's your business, eh?
Yep.
What is? Let's just have that a plug. What do you do there? What's your meat and potatoes there?
Pretty well just print race merchandise a lot. It's not just all race merchandise, it's for business and companies and everything. Obviously one work shirts, all that sort of stuff. And I just print all like the screen printed items that all your drivers sell, a lot of those. There's probably 3 of us in Australia that do most of Speedway, and I'm happy to serve a large portion of it, so that's good.
So any design or just the printing?
I'm just a printer, and I ain't stuffing around on a computer. Them
Yeah, okay.
designs take too long, so yeah, I just get designs done. I have a few designers that I just use on the outsource, and then just print them.
So you would see a lot. If it can't be yours, what's your favourite T-shirt design you've seen recently that's come through Platinum Prints? Or you just print and dump, get them in a box, and off they go.
I mean, I don't really know. Like, I mean, Jai Corbett's new one that I just done before I came here, that's pretty nice. There is a lot of nice ones. I feel like they're hard to really say what's nice. I mean, they're all nice in their own way, I feel like. And as long as they're all different, I like printing different stuff. When they start to look the same, you sort of start to get a bit bored of it.
Callum Williamson here is pretty good with his stuff. He does like smaller batches, it seems, and like releases 3 or 4 shirts a year.
Yeah, so that's what we try to do. We always try to do a kids one, a generic one, streetwear one, and then I'm about to release a new one for the this from Queensland to the classic. So yeah, we'll release another one there, which is going to be exciting.
Mate, where can people follow the journey? Is it like Instagram, Facebook? What's the best sort of way for people to keep up to date with you?
Yeah, it's just as you said, Instagram, Facebook. They're the two main platforms. We're always pretty active on that. Posting, sharing our journey. Yeah, I'd just follow there, and you can follow everything that we're doing.
And that's Jock Goodyer Racing, eh?
Yep. That's
No. Awesome, mate. Thanks for popping in. I know it's been hectic, and like you said, it's your only day off, but appreciate you coming in, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you. Appreciate
Cheers,
it.
mate. This episode has been brought to you by the following businesses. If you're in the market for anything these sponsors can help you with, please use them. Let's get behind the people who support the sport. See you at the track. BKB Plumbing and Gas. For all your plumbing needs in the Pilbara, contact Brody and his dedicated team. From domestic water softeners to large-scale commercial projects, BKB Plumbing and Gas, they've got you covered. RBS Project Solutions. RBS is based in the Pilbara and specialise in structural, mechanical and piping projects. RBS is bolstered by strong field supervision and leadership, ensuring successful execution of projects across the mining and oil and gas sectors. TPE Group. Proud sponsors of many Western Australian race cars, local speedway and sporting clubs, and all-round motorsports enthusiasts. The Knife Merchant, a cut above. Premium quality knives including the world-famous Victorinox for fishing, camping, kitchen, butchering and outdoor lifestyle knives. Find them on Instagram and online at thenifemerchantaus.com. That's thenifemerchantaus.com. MatLab, where creativity meets functionality. MatLab specialise in crafting custom mats tailored to your unique style and needs. Jump on Instagram to see their work for the likes of Cricky Motorsports, Williamson Motorsports and many others in the pits. Have a look at their stuff and see what they can do for you. Ironwood Projects. If you are looking for reliable carpentry services in the Karratha and in the Pilbara, look no further. Ironwood Projects is locally owned and operated. Toby and his team specialise in all aspects of commercial and residential buildings. Contact them today.